So I'm just now getting downtown to grab my badge. So I'll try to take y'all along with me as much as possible this weekend so you can kind of get an inside look of Dragon Con. Alright, so I just picked up my badge. Got my badge. Let me show you. Also picked up my souvenir books. I'll pop a picture up of what those look like this year. Souvenir books are free. It has the schedule of what's all going on this weekend. Then the second book that has a lot of neat information in it. So I always grab those each year. So now I'm just kind of sitting around and waiting on my friend. I think we may probably get something to eat because I've only had oatmeal and a granola bar today, so I'm kind of hungry. I probably look all sweaty. It's hot. It's cool in the hotel, so I'm going to sit in here for a little while before I try to walk up that massive hill. People are in this hotel. We get our badges from the Cortland Grand. It used to be the Sheridan. Yeah, people just kind of standing around here, probably trying to keep cool. There are some food trucks outside, so I'll try to get some footage of the food trucks, and yeah, we'll see what else happens today. Good morning. It is Friday. So happy Friday. I am in the car getting ready to head to MARTA to head downtown. Today is day 2 of Dragon Con. I didn't spend any time at the hotels, so I didn't really get anybody in cosplay. I had my camera up and just recording and walking, but that's not really good footage, but we'll see what happens today. I have a couple of things planned. The one thing I do want to do is Nathan Fillion has a panel at 11:30, so that's why I'm going down so early so I can get there and get in line. I don't care about sitting at the front. I just want to get into the panel. I can be all the way in the back. I don't care. I just want to get into the panel. So I'm going down early. I fixed myself some breakfast. I always try to fix breakfast at home and then have some dinner if I'm hungry when I get home. So the only thing I'm really buying is lunch while I'm down there. So just trying to save a little money. But yeah, I'm headed down. I'm headed to the train station now.
I think my very first convention within the United States was right here at Dragon Con.
Charging my phone. I don't know how loud it is, and I don't know if y'all can even hear me. But I'm gonna record this, and in the editing process, I'll see whether I need to take it out or leave it in. There's music in the background. People are kind of just sitting and eating in here. I'm at the Hilton Hotel. I'm supposed to be at the Hyatt. So this is what happened. I went to one panel and I thought it was, let me put my headphones on just to make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, so hopefully y'all can hear me a little bit better. So I went to this panel and I thought it was a panel talking about patterns, but it ended up being, they had a lot of different costumes in there, cosplay costumes, and you could just walk around and look. So since that wasn't what I thought it was, I said, well, let me just go get me some lunch. And then there was a panel I wanted to go sit in at 2:30 about social media, basically how to turn your side hustle into a business, right? And I go to these panels every year. They're slightly different every year. So when I left the food court, I'm thinking I had to come to the Hilton, but the other panel was at the Hilton. The panel I wanted to go to was at the Hyatt, and the Hyatt is right outside of the food court. So needless to say, I'm in a hotel that's way on the other side. By the time I realized it was too late. The panel had already started, and I was like, I am not going back through those sky bridges. It took forever to get through the sky bridges because it's so crowded. And what it is, there's sky bridges that connect. Peachtree Center is the name of the mall where the food court and everything is. So there's a sky bridge that goes from Peachtree Center to the Hyatt. Well, I guess it's not really a sky bridge, but it's like a connecting thing that goes from Peachtree Center to the Hyatt. But there's a sky bridge that goes from the Hyatt to the Marriott, and then the Marriott to the Hilton. I should have just stayed at the Hyatt, but I didn't. It didn't dawn on me until it was too late. So I just decided to sit down, charge my phone, and then rest and cool down because it's so hot. About 4 o'clock, it's 3:10 now. I'll probably get up in a few minutes. I'll see how much my phone is charged. I'll probably get up in a few minutes and take some video of some of the cosplayers in this hotel. And then around 4, I'll go get in line for a panel for Juan Carlo Esposito. I think that panel, he's going to be talking about Star Wars, I think. I'll try to, if I get into the panel, I'll take a picture of him. My hand is all in the camera. Y'all didn't say nothing. So if I get in the panel, I'll take a picture just in case you don't know who I'm talking about. But the panel doesn't start till 5:30, so this is like Six Flags lines, y'all. If it's really somebody you want to see, you literally got to get in line like an hour and a half before the panel starts. Like this morning, when I went to see Nathan Fillion, the panel started at 11:30. I got here at 10 o'clock, like right at 10, and I still wasn't at the beginning of the line. I got in. I got good seats, but yeah, it's like Six Flags, and I haven't even been to Six Flags in years. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get in to see Juan Carlo Esposito, so I'll get in line about 4, and after that, I don't have anything else planned. I might look at the schedule. Let me see. It starts at 5:30. It's going to end at 6:30. It'll be getting dark around 8 something. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll stay and try to do something else or if I'll leave. And then tomorrow, on Saturday, the only panel I really want to see is the one with Jared Padalecki from Supernatural. And that one's in the morning, I think at 11:30. The problem is the parade. Everybody comes to the parade. Whether they're going to Dragon Con or not, everybody comes to the parade. I've done the parade once, so I feel like if you've seen it once, you've seen it a million times. So I either got to get up super early, get down here, and just go to the hotel that the panel is at, but then I got to find out where they're lining up at, and they're not lining up. They'll probably line up at 10. The parade will probably still be going on, so it's gonna be a little tricky, needless to say. But I got another thing I'm trying to figure out is if I'm going to drive or if I'm going to ride the train. Either way, I got to get down here super early. Because if I try to get on that train and try to get down here like I did this morning by 10, the parade crowd is going to stop me and they block off parts of the street so you're not able to cross the street. So it looks like I'm going to be down here at like 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So I'll come down here. I'll probably treat myself to breakfast at like the Waffle House or something. I know some people don't think that's a treat, but I love myself a waffle. But anyway, or a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Either one. Yeah. and then just make sure I get inside the hotel where the panel is going to be. However, you don't always line up inside the hotel. They'll line you up outside the hotel. So I'll figure all that out in the morning, the wee hours of the morning. I done talked to y'all for a long time. Hopefully y'all can hear what I'm saying. It's not too noisy. So I think I'm gonna, let me see how much my phone is charged. Um, I'm at 76%, which is fine. Um, what time is it? Because I know that Juan Carlo Esposito is gonna be another one. I don't know. My screen changed, so I don't know if I'm in a circle or what. Okay. That Juan Carlo Esposito is going to be another panel that's going to be packed. So I might as well get up and get to trucking. Good morning, y'all. It's day 3. I realized I hadn't talked to y'all yet. So I got down here super early to beat the parade crowd. So I got down here about 7:15. I'm tired. I was wide awake at 4:30 a.m. But of course, when it's time to actually get up and go where you need to go, you get sleepy again. But yeah, I've been here since about 7:15, and I'm just sitting around the hotel that I need to be in for my first panel, which is the Marvel panel with Mike Coulter. He played Luke Cage. So I figured I'd get here, go to the hotel that I need to be at. That way I don't have to worry about not being able to cross the street once the parade gets started. And I'm not probably more than likely won't attend the parade. It depends. With these panels, you need to line, I think I said this before, you need to line up at least an hour and a half to get a good seat. And the parade starts at 10 and the panel starts at 11:30. If we line up outside, I might be able to see some of the parade. If not, then I probably won't. It's much cooler in here, but if I stay in here, I'm gonna end up far back in the line. Um, so it's my hand all over the camera. It's 8:45 now. So like I said, I'm super early. The parade starts in an hour and 15 minutes. And people are probably gonna start lining up for this panel at the same time. So I just have to sit here and figure out where I'm supposed to be, when I'm supposed to be there. After that, my next panel is until like 4 or 5 o'clock, somewhere around in there. I don't remember. Um, that's a supernatural one with Jared Padalecki. So I really don't know what else I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna look at the schedule and see what else is going on. But if not, I'll just kind of hang out, find me a good spot to sit down and chill and take pictures of people as they walk past. People watch. So we'll see. I did search for some sewing stuff. I didn't really see anything. So I guess no sewing stuff this time around. But we'll see. I'll look again just in case I missed it. So yeah, I know my energy is super low. I'm tired. And then I'm not leaving until I only signed up for the 2 panels because I know on Sunday I'm really beat on Sundays, so I'm only down here a few hours on Sunday, and then I go back home and try to rest Sunday and Monday. So the 2 panels I wanted to see, I put them on today because they were so far apart in hours. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm enjoying my weekend. I really am enjoying my weekend. It was something else I wanted to tell y'all, and it slipped my mind. Don't remember
Maybe I come back and tell y'all what it was because I just really don't remember. Oh, I just remembered. I need to go to America's Mart, the dealer's room. Um, it's Saturday, so that line is going to be super long because everybody who came to watch the parade is probably going to want to walk through there as well. That's where all of the vendors are. So if they got something to sell, they are there. Uh, T-shirts, souvenirs, bags, comic books, um, everything, art, everything is there at America's Mart. Um, so I need to do that at some point this weekend, maybe later on today. Um, but when I go see my panel later, I'm probably going to have to line up immediately for the Georgia Philharmonic. Um, that's another reason why I drove today. I wanted to miss the parade crowd, and that doesn't start. I think it starts at 7 or 8. I can't remember. Um, so I'm gonna have to get in line for that because they play, a symphony. They play all the superhero theme music. So I missed it last year. I was tired and hurting and feeling bad, so I didn't go last year. I don't think I did. I can't remember. I feel like I'm rambling, but today's gonna be a long day. So yeah, got down here at 7:15. Probably not leaving till like 10 o'clock tonight with no plans. Literally 3 to 4 things to do. But I mean, to be honest with you, the way things fall here, um, this Marvel panel I'll get out at 12:30. I don't want to eat that early, and then I don't know. I need to look at my schedule. I got to get me something to eat at some point. I'm all over the place apparently. Don't laugh at me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. But anyway, we'll see what's going on later.
All right, so I wanted to give you a recap of day 3 of Dragon Con. Forgive this, I'm tired. I just got out of the shower, haven't moisturized or anything, but I'm tired. I'm beat down. My feet hate me. But so I ended up doing the it was Marvel Heroes was the name of the panel, and it was Mike Coulter, who plays Luke Cage, and Vincent D'Onofrio. Is that? I think I'm saying his name. I feel like I'm missing some letters, but Vincent D'Onofrio. He played Wilson. He plays, because he's still playing the character, Fisk, the villain in all of the Marvel TV shows. He played him in Luke Cage, Daredevil. Daredevil is coming back. I think it's going to be on Disney Plus instead of Netflix. In March, I think he said. But if you don't know who he is by that, he played the Bug in Men in Black. He played Edgar. He was the Bug in the Edgar suit. He told a funny story about that. He also plays. I've always known him from Law and Order: Criminal Intent. That's where I've always known him from. But yeah, so I'll tell y'all about the story in a minute. But so went to see them first, and it worked out well because what they did usually with these panels, and I told y'all this, you have to stand in line for an hour and a half. To one, make sure you get in the panel, and two, make sure you get a decent seat.
I don't want to be way in the back, but I also don't have to be up front. But anyway, it worked out because the parade was going on, so they were showing the parade on the big screen, so they let us just come on in the room and sit down, and they didn't move us. They just let us sit there until the panel started, so that worked out very well. After that, what did I do? I just be losing my train of thought. After that, I went and got in the line for America's Mart to look at the vendors. But when I tell y'all, that line was ridiculous. And they fooled us a little bit. We thought we were almost there. And there's a parking garage. And somebody behind, I think the lady behind us jinxed us. Because she said, they didn't put us in the garage like they did yesterday. We turned that corner and the garage had a gang of people in it. I mean, I can't even tell you the amount of people that were standing in that garage, and the line was still going. I was like, I can't do this. I was mad because I had stood in the line for so long, but I didn't have time to keep standing in the line because I wanted to get some lunch before I went to see the Supernatural panel. So I hopped out of line. I said, I hate to hop out of line, but I got to. I hopped out of line. At first I tried Hooters because I wanted a hamburger. Don't need a hamburger at all, but anyway, it was too much of a wait. I only had 45 minutes. I had to get something to eat and get across the street to the Westin to go to this panel. So I ended up going to Tin Lizzie's, and I had a Philly cheesesteak taco. It was so good. I got two of them because they're small. So good. It's with grilled onions and peppers, but I didn't get the peppers. I just got the grilled onions and then whatever cheese they put. It's so good. Anyway, so ate that real quick. Ran over to the Westin, and when we first got there, the guy was like, if you're here for Jared Padalecki, go downstairs, I'll call you. Because they were loading another panel, so you know it is a lot of people and a lot of confusion. So a lot of people went downstairs, but I went downstairs and just sat down, and then something just said, you need to go back upstairs. And when I went back upstairs, one side was full and then I was on the other side. But it was a big room, so we all got in. So I got to see Jared Padalecki, y'all. He plays Sam Winchester. I'm so excited. I was so excited. Still happy I saw him. This was his first time at Dragon Con. Usually Mark Shepard comes, Felicia Day, a lot of co-stars that were on Supernatural. I don't know if they came this year. I don't think they did. I feel like they would have been in the panel with him if they were there this year. His wife was supposed to come, but she ended up getting sick, so she couldn't come. You know, his wife met on the set of Supernatural. She played Ruby. If you haven't seen Supernatural, check it out. But yeah, that was my first time seeing him. Jensen Ackles did not come. But I was glad to see Sam Winchester. He plays Walker, Texas Ranger now. Back in the day, he was on Gilmore Girls. I never watched Gilmore Girls. I might have watched the first episode, and that was it. But anyway, yes, I got to spend an hour with him in the panel. It was great. So those were the two panels I wanted to see today. The one with Mike Coulter, and then got the bonus with Vincent D'Onofrio, and then Jared Padalecki. Those were the two panels I wanted to see. So I was satisfied with my day. And then what did I do after that? I went and got me something else to eat after that because the panel ended at 5. And I think I ate around 1 earlier. So I went and got me something to eat.
And then I went and got in the line for Georgia Philharmonic. And they play superhero themes and show themes for an hour and a half. Nice symphony. I don't know how much of that I can put up without getting like a copyright strike or whatever, but I do. It's too late now, but I posted on my Instagram while I'm in there. Yeah, so I went to that, and then after that I came home. Y'all, Saturdays are madness at night. The Georgia Philharmonic was in the Hyatt, but I had to take the Sky Bridge from the Hyatt to the Marriott, from the Marriott to the Hilton, because my parking deck was outside of the Hilton. When I say absolute madness and chaos, in a good way, like there's nothing bad going on or anything, like it's just people everywhere. And I wanted to stay so bad and take pictures and stuff, but I'm barely keeping my eyes open now, so I can't imagine if I stayed a little longer. But absolute madness on Saturdays. But I'll get some pictures tomorrow. I'm going to try to go to some of the photo shoots tomorrow. That way I can get good pictures. But anyway, the story that Vincent D'Onofrio told, it was about Men in Black. So when he got the role for Men in Black, his agent told him, we're going to send you the script, but you can't talk to the director about the character, anything. You can't talk to the director. So he was like, okay. So he got the script, read the character, and he was like, what you mean I can't talk to the director? So he would spend some time trying to figure out how he was going to play this character. He said he was watching bug documentaries and everything. I'm talking about Men in Black, if I didn't say that. So he said one day he was going somewhere, and it was this orthopedic shoe place, and the guy was painting his bathroom. So he got the idea that he would try those orthopedic shoes. He was telling the guy about the role and everything that he was supposed to play, and the guy said, let me help you out. So he tied the paint sticks to his ankles and his knees, and he said that's how he came up with the walk for the bug. And then I forgot what he said, how he came up with the voice, but he said the first day of filming, when he did that whole thing, the director was like, cut. And he talked to the producer, and he was like, everybody leave set, but not you. So he called him over and he said, are you gonna do that the whole time? And so he was like, yeah. And so the director said, okay. So that's how he came up with the bug character. Well, you know, the character was already there. He came up with how he was going to play the character. That's how he came up with it. So that was a very interesting story. So yeah. Trying to think of anything else that I did today. Oh, it's funny. I went to the doctor Thursday. I was so thrown off because I'm not usually off on Thursdays, off on Fridays, and that's when I go to the doctor. But I went to the doctor Thursday, and did I tell y'all this story again? I'll figure it out when I'm editing. So either way, anyway, I think I told y'all this story. But anyway, my nurse, she saw my shirt. I had on the, I don't know if you've seen the shirt before, but it says, I'm not weird, I'm a limited edition. I think I made it on the channel years ago. Heat press. She said, I need your t-shirt. I'm going to Dragon Con this weekend. And I said, me too. So as I was leaving tonight, I ran into her and her husband. And the only reason I knew it was her is because she's on a little scooter. She has a boot on her foot, so she did something to her foot. And I saw her coming, scoot across the street. And I said, oh, I was like, I was hoping I was going to see you this weekend. And she introduced me to her husband and everything. So that was fun. I always love to meet people who go to Dragon Con. And it's her first Dragon, not her first con, but her first Dragon Con. So yeah. Lots of stories. This vlog is gonna be long. I might have to cut it day to day. I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll cut it day 1, day 2, day 3. Because if not, this thing will be 2 hours long. But anyway, I think that's all I got. I'm tired. That's how I know I'm tired, because I keep laughing. But anyway, I will check in with you all tomorrow for day 4, which will be my last day. I don't go on Mondays. I try to use Monday to rest because I have to go to work Tuesday. So tomorrow, Sunday, will be my last day of Dragon Con for this year. So I just realized I didn't give y'all a Sunday update for Dragon Con, which is my last day at Dragon Con always. So Sunday, I went to a panel. It was called Generative AI for Makers and Creators. This guy's at Dragon Con every year, and he gets me every year. He's very knowledgeable, very, very knowledgeable. But I tend to like him better when he's on a panel with other people, because when he does his panels by himself, he goes into a whole lot of detail that I think is unnecessary. I really wished he had instead of spending like the last 10 minutes, because the panels are an hour, instead of spending the last 10 minutes actually pulling up Midjourney and ChatGPT and showing us prompts, I kind of wish he had did that more in the presentation. But he started out the presentation. It's been so long I can't even remember. This is the next Saturday when I'm recording this. But yeah, he spent a lot of time at the beginning talking about stuff. It was related, but if I'm going to go to a panel that's about how you can use AI as a creator and a maker, that's what I want you to spend the time on. You can give us you can give us like 10 minutes of background history, whatever, but I feel like the rest of the time should be hands-on type things. But that's just my opinion. But again, very knowledgeable. I've been to a couple of his panels over a couple of years. He does the same thing. That's why I say he get me every year. That's why I like when he's on a panel with other makers and creators, because the time is kind of distributed more evenly, and they actually talk about the things. So that was that. After that, I went and got something to eat. I didn't have a lot planned for Sunday. I was tired. My feet was hurting. And I didn't want to do any more celebrity panels because I didn't want to stand in line for an hour and a half. My feet were like, no ma'am, Sam. So I ended up going to a short film panel. It was scheduled from 1 to 3:30, but I think it ended like 2:45. Maybe they ended a little earlier, but I saw some amazing short films. I can't remember the game one was based on, but one was based on a video game. I wish I remember the game, but I don't. It was kind of like a space adventure. His wife, the guy who was the hero, his wife had a child, and the child had been kidnapped by whoever the enemy was. So they were in a time where people would get cryogenically frozen. So he found their son 50 years later, and he took his son to his wife and placed him in the cryogenic thing with his wife so she could spend the rest of eternity with her son that was stolen from her. So a lot of action, and these people are doing this all on their own, like no big film studio, none of that, no backing. A lot of it, the guy, I think he said he spent like 65,000 out of his pocket. So to see the effects and different things that they did, amazing. There was another one, The Last Days of Chocolate, I believe it's called. I had posted it in my stories on Instagram, but it was like The Last Days of Chocolate, and it was about when the world was running out of chocolate. It's not funny. It's very gosh, I can't think of what to call it right now, but basically, let me tell you the story. People were turning into zombies because when the world ran out of chocolate, people started to eat black people. It started out, these two girls, they were influencer, they were friends, and they were talking about how, chocolate was running out, and her friend kept like sniffing her. She was like, "Why do you smell so good?" She was like, "I've been using cocoa butter since I was a kid." And she was like, "Oh, you smell just like chocolate." And literally she attacked her and started eating her face. Like, they didn't show that graphic part of it, but you knew what was happening. And I mean, they even did like a podcast, and they was like, "So you're saying that?" It was crazy. But then they realized that they were just wanting to eat people, basically. Like, because they were going, well, black people don't have this certain thing that's in chocolate. They have the same amount of this as everyone else, so everybody started eating everybody, basically. But it was. I'm doing a horrible job of explaining it, but it was deep. The message was deep in it, but I enjoyed it. If I remember, because I don't even know when this video is going up, but if I remember, I'll try to link the film studio and the director of the film to see maybe if you could watch it somewhere else. They're really short. They're not long, drawn out films. Very, very short. But it was something to think about. And then the other one, these guys actually work in the film industry. And they brought some things with them. They're doing some type of vampire movie, all female vampires, and it's showing what happens when the vampires are running out of blood. So it looked very interesting. I'm gonna keep my eye out for it. It was a rough cut. They kept emphasizing that it was a rough cut. So, but what we saw, it's right up my alley. Cheesy horror. But they work with a lot of different actresses and things like that. The two guys. I'll try and link everybody's Instagram below, if I remember. But yeah, they had a lot of good things going on. I always try to, if there's a short film panel, I always love to go and see the short film panels, because I like to see the up and coming artists and follow them and see what they have going on and what happens in the future with them. But that is all I did. After that, I just walked around, took some pictures. I tried to see some photo shoots, but I ended up, all of the photo shoots is always at the Hilton on the steps, but the Hilton has different steps. So I was on the wrong side. And then it started raining, so I never did go to the side where they were taking pictures. So I missed a lot of photo shoots that I wanted to see. They did a photo shoot. When I say the reason I love Dragon Con is because people dress up as any and everything. I seen 2 people dress up as characters from Gilligan's Island.
Y'all know the Olympic break dancer lady who had the green on. People came, like a gang of people dressed as that lady, and they were up there. I think it's on the Dragon Con Instagram, and they were up there doing the moves and everything. It was hilarious. So that's one of the reasons why I love Dragon Con. Like when they say you can be anything, you can dress up as anything you want to. That's why I love it, because when you see it, you go, "Is that?" And they go, "Yes." So that's why I love it. But yeah, that's what I did the rest of the day Sunday. Just kind of walked around, took pictures. Then when it started to rain, before it got too bad, I went ahead and went home. And that was it. That was my Dragon Con adventure for 2024. I need to go ahead and buy my ticket for 2025 before the price goes up. I need to look at the website. They usually let us know when the price is going up, but usually right after Dragon Con, that's the lowest the price will be, and that price is only that low for a few weeks. They don't hold that price for a very long time. Last year I think it was 105, and the price goes up to like 140 or something like that as time goes on. So I need to gather my pennies and see if I can go ahead and get my ticket for next year and go ahead and get that out of the way. Still want to get a hotel there. I just don't know when it's going to happen. Still looking for a job. So don't know about the hotel. I do want to secure my ticket. But I'm not sure about the whole hotel thing, because I'm pretty sure that's gonna be steep, because the hotels more than likely jack up their prices during that time. And when they announce that the rooms are open, those rooms go so fast. Last year they cut the tickets at about 60,000 people, I think they said. This year they didn't cut anything. It was so many people. Thursday, it was so many people there on Thursday. And I was going, why are all these people here? Thursday is when it starts, but Thursday nights are not usually that packed. It's usually Friday, Saturday. Sunday, the crowd dies down a little bit. It was jumping all weekend. Even Wednesday. I was looking, Dragon Con was posting things on their Instagram. Even Wednesday, it was jumping on Wednesday, just by the looks of the video that they were posting on Wednesday on their Instagram. But anyway, I've rambled long enough. So that was my Dragon Con adventure. Not sure when you're watching this. I may have broken it up into different videos. I'm not even sure. But yeah, that was my Dragon Con adventure. You all should definitely check out Dragon Con one year, even if you only come for one day, because they do sell one-day tickets as well. So yeah, there's that. All right, talk to you later. Bye.